So thank you for the time today. I just wanted to talk a little bit and elaborate on Benco Dental. As Dr. Young mentioned, we are the third largest dental distributor, but we are the #1 privately owned, family-owned and operated dental distributor. We started out in 1930. It's third generation family owned, and the beauty of that is our mission is we drive dentistry forward through our innovative solutions and our caring family culture. So we're going to kind of talk you through some of the benefits and features that we have to offer on a personal touch basis. And really, let me just show you, just kind of showing you our managing director, Chuck Cohen. Larry Cohen is still in third generation. He is the son of the founder of our company. And then we have Rick Cohen. At any time, we have access as employees at Benco to call the owners of the company if we see something that's not going well, or we want to make some feedback from the practices that we go into. They're open, and we're constantly moving and shifting to support our customers.
So how many of you, when you graduate, are going to go into private practice? Either own a practice, buy a practice? Have anybody going into corporate, DSO world? Okay. How many of you guys are actually going to stay in California? Okay, fair enough. Does anybody know what a practice strategy is? Does anybody have one already? Okay. So practice strategy is going to be your roadmap on how you're going to make your practice successful. What you're going to do, what you're not going to do. It's something that you're going to want to share with your staff, and that practice strategy is going to change over the life of your career. So from day one, it'll look different than it does on the day you graduate. It's definitely something you want to share. One point I want to make out is all of these slides that have a lot of information are going to be available for download at the end. There's a QR code, all the thing up front here, you can scan it off the screen, you'll be able to download those at the end. So right now is probably a really good time to start thinking about a practice strategy. Think about how you're going to make your practice successful, what you're going to do. Are you going to do implants? Are you going to do Invisalign? Things like that. One of the things that you're going to want to do when you get a practice, it's called a SWOT analysis. Strength, weakness, opportunity, and threats. And so your strengths. Oh, you've been in practice, or the practice has been around for a long time. You've got good reputation. You're doing implants. Weakness. Maybe you've got staff that isn't the greatest. Maybe you don't place implants or Invisalign. Opportunities. Start placing implants. Do Invisalign. And threats. The DSO that just moved in 2 doors down from you. That could be a big problem. So we suggest every year sit down with your staff, and this includes everybody in the staff, and start listing out these things and come up with a plan on how you're going to counteract those things. So as the dentist, as the owner of the practice, you need to be a leader. And not everybody is a born leader, but it's something you can definitely learn to do. Probably spend a little bit of time on YouTube and you'll probably get some great ideas. Embrace that role as a leader. You need to be an effective leader, and you need to communicate with your staff forcefully, and tell them why. The why is always important. Why are we dropping Delta Dental? Why are we going to start doing give those answers to them. And the key is having the right people in the right places.
I just wanted to add on the leadership part of it. I go into many practices, and you can definitely sense the energy and the vibe when you go in there on a practice that's a well-oiled machine. And typically the doctor or the owner is very engaging, morning huddle meetings, communicating with the staff, involving the staff in decisions, and it's just a positive energy that gets infectious throughout the community.
So once you have your practice strategy and you embrace your role as a leader, you need people. And this is going to be your biggest challenge, is finding good people. Since COVID, it has been extremely difficult to find good people, and they're going to cost more. Just accept that fact that good people are going to cost more, but the benefit is it's going to make your life easier, and you guys are going to be able to produce more as a practice. The one thing that's really important, and a lot of my customers don't have this, is an employee manual. You need to cover your assets, as I like to say, but you need to list out, the times of business and the duties of each employee, because in the state of California especially, it's very, very difficult. So now you've got your staff in place, you need to set goals. So we're going to get 20 new patients a month, we're going to start 10 Invisalign cases, those kind of things. We call those objectives and key results. And then key performance indicators is the way you track it. So you need to be able to track your goals every month and how you're doing. So your practice management software, it will be an asset to help you take all that. So financials. Most of you will never have to delve deep into what the financials are, but you should be able to at least read a profit and loss statement for a dental office. So you need to look and see, I had $100,000 come in last month, but we had $110,000 go out. There's a problem there. You won't be able to run your business for long doing that. So you're going to most likely have a CPA that'll go deep into all your books, but you want to at least be able to learn how to look at a profit and loss statement and be able to tell what the metrics are. Your practice management will definitely highlight those goals, and you want to have your staff informed and keep them informed about these financial goals. So I was part of a 12-month pilot program at Benco, and it was called Expert Practice Advice. It covers a lot of these things that I've been showing you. I was very surprised when we went into the embezzlement module. I didn't realize how much embezzlement was happening. These numbers are from the ADA in 2019. So 47%, so half of this room will have embezzlement happen in their office at some point in their career. You can see from 2007, which was the last survey, it was 35%. It's now up to 45%, and I'm sure at the next survey it's going to keep climbing. It's a big problem. The average time that the embezzlement was happening was about 20 months, and the average amount is $100,000. So if you are okay with giving away $100,000, don't care about it, you should actually be focused on where it's happening is most likely in insurance write-offs. So you have plans in place between your office manager, your staff, and yourself to make sure that when those write-offs are happening, that you're approving them. These four numbers, out of that 47%, you can see it happened 26% to one time. The one that blew me away was 4 times they were embezzled, and that was 8% of doctors. Shocking. So. Kane Waters and Associates is probably one of the biggest data analysis companies within dentistry, and they have put out some goals, and these are for general dentists. These came out a couple years ago. So these numbers are against your gross production. So your staff salary should be 20 to 24%. Your dental supplies, 5 to 7%. We're going to talk about how we can keep that towards the 5%. Your lab bills, 5 to 9%, and your rent, 5 to 7%. Obviously, in Southern California, that's even more expensive, but in Duluth, you're on the lower side. So how do we keep your dental supplies down to 5%? The national average is 6, but at Benco, we like to say we can keep you to 5% with one of our programs. That's called Benco Select. So if you think of it like your Amazon Prime for dental supplies, there's a yearly fee, but there are some benefits, and we'll go over those in a second. Another way you can manage your costs is doing the manufacturer buy gets. So you've got a buy 3, get 1 free. Take advantage of those. It brings your net cost down. The only caveat to that would be if it's stuff with expiration dates and you're not going to be able to use it in that time frame, don't take advantage of it, because if you throw away something that expires, you've lost money on that deal. The other thing would be using some of our Benco branded generic products. So for years people think generic means, substandard, sub-quality. Our Benco brands are all manufactured by name brand manufacturers. So your Dentsply's, 3M's, Kerr's are all making generic products for not only us, but Shine and Patterson and Darby and everybody. So you can be assured that you're getting a good quality product at about 30% less. And with us, our Benco brand products carry a 120-day guarantee. So you try it, you use it. I walk into your office and you've got, not even one temporary crown left of material, and you say, I don't like it, we'll take it back. No questions asked. So Benco Select, we came out with this about 5 years ago. Like I said, it's like Amazon Prime for your dental supplies. So some of the advantages are you earn blue chips, and those are, you earn 1.5 blue chips for every dollar spent. And those can be turned into credits on your account. They can be used for equipment. They can be used for service calls. They can be used for the Seattle Study Club if they wanted to go to one of their events. Free shipping on orders over $100, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it's $11.95 per order. And most people will do 10 orders in the first few months, and they've used that up. We also have special buy-gets for our Benco Select members. A lot of times if a Kerr Optibond is buy 3, get 1 free, Benco Select could be buy 2, get 1 free. The other thing was, since 2020, all Benco Select members have earned an extra 5% off on their PPE and infection control. So you can imagine that during COVID, when PPE was skyrocketing, people were saving serious amounts of money in just that 5%. It was well worth their $99 entry fee on that. The other thing we do is we extend the warranty on your dental equipment. When you buy a piece of equipment from us, it would usually come with a 90-day labor warranty. We extend that out to 6 months. So there's a couple things to avoid. One of them is gray market dental supplies. So gray market would be considered products that are made for overseas. Usually it's made by our major manufacturers, so 3M, Kerr, Dentsply. They all make them, send them over usually to India and Pakistan. And what happens is unscrupulous dealers turn around and send them back to the US. And because of taxes and tariffs, going to India, it's 30% less. So they're sending it back. They've already got a 30% profit coming back. So they're selling it for less expensive. The manufacturers will not warranty any of that. They will also not do any free goods on that. And all lot numbers and expiration dates are tracked internally. All of the dental supply companies have to track that. The other thing, and this is even worse, is counterfeit. And counterfeit are where you've got these companies that are actually knocking off your 3M products, your Kerr products, and they're selling them for dirt cheap. So what I would say is, if Benco, Patterson, Shine, Darby, Safco, they're all selling Optibond Solo for between $175 and $200, and this company over here is at $100, there's probably something wrong with that. So if it looks too good to be true, it probably is. So we all go to restaurants and stores and shops, and we like to have that really great experience. And that's what you want for your patients. You want that patient experience. And so it starts with the first phone call when they call the office to make an appointment, and then follow that up when they walk in the front door. And most doctors have no idea how their phone is being answered or what happens when they walk in the front door. So a lot of my customers, definitely like somebody who's Dr. Young, who's been around a lot, I tell them, call the office phone, walk in the front door. What are you seeing? What's that experience like? So if a patient has a good experience, they'll tell 11 people. If they have a bad experience, they'll tell 26 people. You definitely want them telling 11 people, not 26.
So we're going to move into the equipment and technology. We have a team of equipment specialists and designers that back us up. Unfortunately, our equipment specialists had a little accident. Everyone's fine on the 91 on the way down here. So we're going to cover the equipment portion. Bob's been in the business for how many years?
33.
33 years, so he knows everything from the ground floor up. So yes, we'll talk to you a little bit about our options for equipment technology, and we'll have a little video in there that you'll get to see our showroom. because you're going to want to come down and see that.
So believe it or not, that's not that long ago. Probably goes back to the late 50s, early 60s. So we had pump-up dental chairs. Dental chairs didn't really recline much, and doctors were practicing stand-up dentistry. Fortunately, we've made some advances over the last 50 years, and this is what you guys are practicing on now, doing sit-down dentistry. Everybody does sit-down dentistry, right? Nobody's doing stand-up dentistry? Okay. So, there's three different kind of delivery systems. There's rear delivery in the back, side delivery, and then the traditional, which we also call swing mount. You have to figure out what your preference is. Sometimes you buy a practice, that's what's there. So some people don't like the rear delivery, but they can get used to it. So if you're going to be buying equipment, how do you decide on what brand you want to use? Sometimes it comes down to cost. Sometimes it comes down to the reputation. What do you guys have in the school here? Do you know? ADEC? Okay. So ADEC, great brand. They're in all the schools. They are on the higher end of the spectrum in terms of pricing. There's some great manufacturers. Most of dental equipment is manufactured in Oregon, believe it or not. DCI Edge, which is a great product, right in the mid-price point. It's definitely something worth looking at. There used to be a fair amount of used equipment on the market. That is not the case anymore. The thing is, when you're buying something used, you have no idea what you're getting. So I've had customers want to buy a used vacuum pump, and you have no idea what the internals look like, and there's no way to take that apart to look at it. So it's kind of a crapshoot as to what you're going to get. There are other things that like a dental chair, you could buy a used one. It'll give you life. So used equipment also usually comes with little or no warranty. And the service costs, if you have to start repairing these things, can start adding up where it would outweigh the benefits of just buying new equipment.
So technology's come a long way, and some of the benefits we have is working with our manufacturer partners that can come in and do demos before you purchase equipment, technology, really invest in your practice. That's the beauty of having there's no obligation and it's consultation. But as far as technology, 3D printing and milling has come such a long way to where you're not having to outsource to a lab, and many practices are going to chairside, same day, night guards, different things you can do to increase revenue and solutions within your practice.
Are you teaching 3D printing in the school? Because I know you're doing it in your office, but no, not yet. Do you foresee it?
It's a film issue. It's the aerosol issue.
Oh.
Gotcha.
Okay.
It's something just food for thought down the road. It might be something you're interested in pursuing as you build out your practice.
So CBCTs, this is kind of becoming an industry standard in every office. If you're doing implants or endo, even just GPs. So it is something to look into. You can get into an inexpensive CBCT now for about $60,000. We have a local company, well, they're Korean, but they're local here in Southern California, Vatek, and they have a beautiful state-of-the-art facility. They have the best warranty and the best buyback in all of dentistry.
Just looking at the options, another thing that you can take a look at is intraoral scanning and just taking into consideration just reducing efficiencies in your practice with reduced chair time. The comfort for the patient is also something that will help you in your branding and trying to market your practice, and really word of mouth goes a long way as far as, no pun intended, as far as how the experience is for your patients when they come in.
Are you doing scanning? Yeah, okay. X-ray units. So you guys have probably seen handheld X-rays. Are you guys using them in the school?
Mission.
Mission trips, okay. So Some of the new offices we're building, we're not putting wall-mounted x-rays in the offices anymore. We are only putting in 1 or 2 of these handheld x-rays. They're safe for the operators, they're easy to use, and when you have a wall-mounted x-ray go down, it's down. And so this is nice, you can pull this into another room, and you can go ahead and keep taking x-rays. And there's several units on the market, Vatek, Nomad, those are the two big ones. So this is a sterilization center, and this may be the one at CPW we have. It's all modular. You can build it to customize for what your needs are and what the space you have. These are really nice. We've been putting them in offices in hallways where where you're walking patients by. It's a really nice effect when they get to see everything out there like that.
Wanted to talk a little bit about the design and the design practice. We have in our showrooms, we have 4 showrooms I didn't mention early on. We have our headquarters in Pennsylvania, and we have distribution centers attached to 4 of our showrooms across the country, one of them being in Costa Mesa. Our distribution actually comes out of Reno on SoCal, so you'll get your products next business day. But also, as a team, we have a group of designers that specialize in design, from your brand identity to configuration, helping with drawings, getting your plans together, and then you can really kind of fit how you want your practice to flow. And that's just a really huge benefit. You can sit down with the designer, spend the day with the designer, pick out your colors, take a look at the equipment. It's really a Disneyland, as you mentioned, for doctors.
And everything in our facility, the floor coverings, the wall coverings, the seating, you can have those for your office. Those are all available.
We work specifically with contractors, brokers. You'll be taken care of, and we can help consult. So, as far as branding, you're going to have an interactive experience. I don't want to beat a dead horse. I think the point is to come down to the showroom and take a look, because you can really get creative and have fun with it. We're going to show a little video about the showroom. It's just a quick one, but just to give you an idea of what we keep talking about.
Hi, I'm Melissa Sproul with the design team at Centerpoint, America's largest and most complete dental equipment showroom. Here you will see the greatest selection of major equipment lines and categories, side by side under one roof. Staffed with the best dental designers in the business, our goal is to help you create a beautiful, functional, and productive office that communicates your brand and fits your budget. Upon arrival, you are greeted by a Centerpoint genius who will guide your day. We encourage you to make yourself at home in our comprehensive operatories and sterilization centers. Each Centerpoint location offers a large digital imaging suite where you can work with 2D and 3D X-ray units and imaging software from the best brands in dentistry. And while you're here, get familiar with BencoNet and test drive Benco's one-visit solution in our dedicated CAD/CAM suites. Look around. The variety of floor and wall coverings on display will help you better visualize how design can influence your practice's environment. Available finishes run the gamut, from traditional to modern, green to luxurious, economical to lavish, which means time spent with an interior designer in our design library will be inspiring and hands-on. You can also sit face-to-face, working directly with the space planner to discover the best ways to maximize your office's workflow and productivity. Benco has 3 Centerpoint showrooms located in northeastern Pennsylvania, Dallas, Texas, and Southern California. Each showroom experience provides the kind of direct approach to outfitting your new office that you'll only find with Benco Dental. So join us at Centerpoint and let Benco help you create an office that's efficient and beautiful.
So we invite everybody to come to Centerpoint. We do it by appointment, so you'd need to reach out to us so we can set it up, but it is an amazing experience. We do, every year we do an October Tech Fest. late September, early October. It's free. Come down, get some CE units. We usually bring in a couple food trucks, and we have like a little mini CDA. We have about 30 vendors, and it's free. We'd love to have everybody come down. I will send the flyer to Dr. Young once we get that out. So all the information is available to download. So you can either use the link or you can use the QR code. We are also raffling off 3 Variosonic toothbrushes and 2 Jet Floss Go's. So all you got to do is just put your email address in there and submit, and you'll be entered for a drawing. We'll do the drawing on Monday, so you have till Friday night to put these in. We would love it if you gave us some feedback, what you thought of the presentation, so that we can refine, because feedback is a gift. And it's something that in your office, asking for reviews and feedback from your patients is a great thing. Lately, I've been seeing a lot of these placards on the checkout desk, and they have a QR code, and they go right to a Google review or a Yelp review, and when they're checking out, they're asking them to do that. So reviews are important, feedback's important, and that helps us make adjustments. So Dr. Young will have all these with him, so when we give him the list of winners, we'll email you direct to, and you can come pick them up from him. Thank you. I would suggest...
no, that's not it. One more. Hold on.
No, that's not it. That's it. Thank you. What I would suggest, so those of you that are going to be leaving the state of California, wherever you go, reach out to your Benco rep. They're a great resource, and they're actually pretty friendly people. If you're in California, you can reach out to me, or if you can't find your rep and you're in Maine or Vermont, you can reach out to me as well, and I can connect you to the right person. If you go to that QR code, that's my blog site that I write a bi-weekly email. It's loaded with lots of information, and you can actually just read the last 3 years in there. My contact information is in there. If you want to follow me on Facebook, that'd be great. Other than that, thank you very much. We appreciate your time, and thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions? I do have a question.